Two people, 2 months, 10 million copies. A $6 hide and seek game just outsold everything. A 500-person studio could ship in 5 years. And the reason it worked is a design decision most indie devs will never make. The game is Meccha Chameleon. It came out of nowhere in June 2026, built by two Japanese developers, Lemorion and Haganeiro. At its peak, 340,000 people were playing it at the exact same time. We're not reviewing it. We're pulling apart the three design decisions that let two people beat the entire industry. Here's the loop. A match starts. One team are hunters, the rest are chameleons. The hunters close their eyes. The chameleons get a few seconds to hide, and hiding means something specific here. You don't duck behind a wall. You open a color picker and an eyedropper. You sample colors straight out of the environment, and you paint your character to match it. Then you pick a pose. Curl up into a ball. Lie flat on the floor. Become part of the rug. The timer starts, the hunters open their eyes, and they have to find you in a room where you might be the only object that's actually a player. The best moments are the ones that make no sense until they do. A hunter walks through a kitchen 3 times. On the 4th pass, they finally notice the bread loaf has eyes. That's the loop in one image. Tag them, they're out. Timer runs dry first, the chameleons win. Then you do it again on a new map. There are 3 modes. Standard hide and seek, infection, where every chameleon caught becomes a hunter, so the noose tightens every single round. And double, where everyone hides first, then everyone hunts. Same loop, one rule changed. That detail matters, and we're coming back to it. The ancestor here is prop hunt, the mode where you turn into a chair. Meccha Chameleon makes one twist, and the twist is the whole game. You don't pick an object to become, you become the texture. The eyedropper is the most important button in this game. Click the wall, you become the wall. Click a patch of moss, you become the moss. It sounds trivial, it's not. Think about what this actually does to replayability. A normal party game ships 20 maps. Players chew through them in a week, see everything and leave. Meccha Chameleon ships 7 maps and lives forever. The difference is who makes the content. In a normal game, the developers make every hiding spot, every setup, every gag by hand. In Meccha Chameleon, the players make it. Every single round, every single player invents a unique hiding solution from the exact same room. That's not a feature. That's a content engine that runs on player creativity and costs the developers nothing. Do the math on it. 10 million players, even a handful of rounds each, and you've generated more unique hiding solutions than any studio could hand place in 100 years. The developers didn't ship 10 million levels. They shipped a verb that makes 10 million levels for them. That's why the team is 2 people and not 200. Here's why the eyedropper is genius and not just a color picker. A color picker alone lets you pick any color you want. That's chaos, and chaos isn't a skill. The eyedropper forces you to read the environment. It turns looking into the skill. The best players in this game aren't the best painters. They're the ones who notice the exact shadow under a crate that nobody else glances at, sample it, and vanish into it. The skill ceiling is environment reading, not fine art. This is the deepest decision in the game, and most designers walk right past it because it doesn't look like a system. It looks like a UI element, but it is the entire loop. Find the one verb where player creativity generates infinite situations, and you've built something people can't put down. It's the same principle as Minecraft. At a different scale, the world is the content. The players are the content. The developers built the rules and then got out of the way. Meccha Chameleon is the party game version of that idea, compressed into a single button. The mistake most indie devs make here is the exact opposite of this. You build a level, you hand place every encounter, you script every moment, and then you wonder why nobody plays it twice. You're doing the content's job yourself. If your core verb lets players make the content, you ship a small game that plays forever. If it doesn't, you ship a big game that plays once. Now, the second decision, this game sold 10 million copies with $0 spent on marketing. Not a single paid streamer, not one ad. The developers confirmed it publicly. So how did everyone find out? The game told them. Meccha Chameleon is designed to be watched, and that is not an accident. Start with the taunt. A hiding chameleon can whistle. It makes a sound, and that sound helps the hunter narrow down where you're hiding. It's a risk and reward mechanic. Taunt too much, you get caught. Never taunt, the round is dead air. But mechanically, it does something else that matters more. It makes the game noisy, it fills the silence. A streamer on the hunt can react to every single whistle, and every reaction is a clip. Then there's forced taunting. Sit still long enough, and the game makes you whistle, whether you want to or not. That's a tension timer. It forces encounters. It guarantees a quiet round will not stay quiet. Dead players aren't bored either. They get a free camera to fly around and spectate. In a big lobby, half your friends are already watching and yelling, while the other half hide. The game builds its own audience inside the match. And the whole thing is screenshot readable. A chameleon half blended into a wall is funny as a still image. You don't need video. You don't need context. One frame, one laugh, one share. A producer at Sega, Taro Nakamura, looked at this and called it inherently fun to stream design. He's right. And that's the lesson worth stealing. Before this game launched, it had 500,000 wish lists. People saw the clips and wanted in. The clips did the marketing because the game was designed to produce the clips. Here's the test the developers applied, even if they never wrote it down. Ask of every system you build, would these 5 seconds make a good clip? If the answer's no, the system isn't carrying its weight. Most games fail that test. Their combat is too slow to clip. Their menus are too dull to clip. Their wins are too quiet to clip. Meccha Chameleon passes it on almost every second of every round. Shareability is a feature. It deserves a backlog ticket. It deserves real design time. Treat it like that, and you don't need a marketing budget either. Now, the third decision, and it's the one that made the other two possible. 2 people shipped this in 2 months. Let that settle for a second. Then look at how, because the how is copyable. The scope is ruthless. There is one verb, paint. There are 7 maps, and they are simple rooms full of props. The 3 modes are not 3 systems. They are 3 rule variants bolted onto the same base game. Infection is standard +1 condition, court players switch sides. Remember the standard +1 condition, everyone plays both roles. That is not lazy, that is disciplined. Every mode reuses the entire engine, the entire art set, the entire netcode. New content costs them almost nothing to produce. The infrastructure is the secret nobody talks about. Running servers for 340,000 concurrent players should bankrupt a 2-person team. It didn't because they didn't run servers. They used Epic Online Services, the free multiplayer networking layer that Epic gives away. Matching, lobbies, relay servers, all of it handled by Epic, all of it free. The conspiracy theories online claimed these two had secret wealthy backers. They didn't. They read the documentation and use the free tier. This is the cheat code for multiplayer indies right now. Epic Online Services, Steam Networking, Photon. You can ship a multiplayer game with effectively 0 server cost if you pick the right stack before you write a line of code. Most solo devs never check, assume multiplayer is too expensive, and ship a single player game instead. And the price, $6. Not a discount, not a sale. The price, $6, is an impulse buy. There's no decision to make. A streamer plays it, your friend sends you a clip, you've bought it before the clip ends. The low price isn't generosity, it's part of the virality loop. It removes the only friction between seeing and buying. Think about the funnel for a second. A friend sends you a clip, you laugh, you want in. Now imagine the price is $40. That laugh becomes a decision. You add it to a wish list, you forget. The clip dies. Now imagine it's $6. There is no decision. You buy before the clip ends. And a week later, you're the one sending clips to the next person. The price is what turns viewers into the marketing channel. So the pattern is 1 verb, rule variants for content, free infra for scale, and an impulse price for conversion. None of that requires luck. All of it requires discipline. 3 things you can lift today, whatever you're building. First, find the verb where player creativity is the content, not a verb where you make the content. A verb where every playthrough generates something new. If you can describe your core loop and the player isn't inventing something each round, you're doing the content's job and you will run out of it. Second, design clip-worthy moments into every system. Treat shareability as a feature with real design time behind it. Run the 5-second test on your combat, your menus, your wins. If nothing clips, nothing spreads, and you'll be paying for ads that the developers of Meccha Chameleon never paid. Third, cut everything that isn't a rule variant of your core loop. New modes should reuse your engine, not multiply your workload. New content should be cheap to make. And before you build a single piece of multiplayer infrastructure, check what the platforms give you for free. Minimum mechanic, maximum emergence. Built to be watched. That's the whole philosophy in one line. Now here's where AI tools collapse that timeline. Lemorion and Haganeiro shipped this in 2 months. With the tools we use every day, you can prototype a hide-and-seek core loop in a weekend. Ask Claude or Cursor to build the verb itself, the paint and sample mechanic, and iterate on it while you watch. Then push the AI to generate your rule variants. Give it your base loop and ask for 21 line mode ideas, each rated for clip potential. You'll throw away 18 and keep 2, and those 2 are new modes for free. Use AI image tools to generate your environment art in bulk, so 2 people can actually ship 7 maps. And once you have footage, use AI to mine your own clips. Find the moments people would share and feed that straight back into the design. The prototype to clip loop that took 2 months is now measured in days. That's the edge. The philosophy behind Meccha Chameleon, one perfect verb built to stream, scope cut to the bone, is exactly what we build with Inside AI Craft. We use AI to prototype core loops in days, generate rule variants, and ship the smallest possible game that makes players the content. If you want to apply that to your own project, come join us. Link is in the description. Please feel free to subscribe and check out the links in the description below.